Hi guys and welcome to Painting with Mood. Today we are going to review the amazing game Black Mirror. Oh shit. Okay, well, okay, anyway, I cannot write good spelling. Anyway, so what happened this game? What is this game about? Well, you start out as David, which is a guy who is currently living in India. And David one day gets a letter saying that he needs to come back to his house, which is actually a castle. Oh gosh, I'm gonna draw a castle. Does this look like a castle? Well, this is now a castle. Okay, this is a castle. Anyways, so one day David gets a letter saying that you need to come home because your father died and you need to take care of ownership of the estate. Yada yada yada. So basically he leaves India to go to his home. At his home though, he does discover that there are some secrets with his family line, with his family basically. So in this game you're playing, it's not a first person shooter per se, but it is a first person perspective on this game, which means that you are seeing him. Actually, I'm lying. This is a third person perspective. My bad. Yeah, so it's a third person perspective. So you are constantly like this little camera watching over David. But the problem with the camera is that sometimes you are actually watching David from the front and he's happy and whatever. And then at other points you are watching him from behind, which means that it does end up being a lot of awkward controls and a lot of awkward situations where there's issues with controlling your character. And also the hitbox of your character model is really weird, which does actually entail that sometimes you are walking into objects that are like their hitbox is also really weird. So you're walking a lot. It's control issues anyway. So basically this game, you're walking around. You are actually like walking around in this castle into the different rooms. So you are more or less just walking through the rooms. You're going from one room to another and then you're going to the third one. And then here you find an object which you will examine and you will interact with this object for whatever reason you're supposed to interact with this object. Sometimes you have to take the object back to a different room and use the first object to solve a puzzle around the second object. It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen at times. And the puzzles are very simple. It could be, for example, you have a lot of tiles and each of the tiles has a symbol on it and you're supposed to press the correct symbol in the correct order, for example, and like very simple puzzles. So there's not very, very difficult. I didn't feel like any of the puzzles stopped me from progressing that much. There are a few times though where you need to find an object to be able to proceed. You could technically do it by trial and error a lot of times, but yeah, I don't think that it probably will take a lot longer than trying to walk into the other room to get whatever object you need. But as long as you know what it is. You also in this game actually do get a little bit of sidekick, kick, which is a woman that will help you throughout the game. She doesn't give you clear instructions and she doesn't give you like, oh, you need to go there and do that. But she will give you certain hints at times and kind of tell you, oh, but didn't this person want you to talk to that person or things like that. Very basic game, very good. I think there's not much mechanics. You are sometimes getting like an indicator where it says like, oh, click on your mouse super fast. And then you will have to click on your mouse to kind of fill out the ring. And when you've done that, you've kind of finished the QuickTime event. I didn't feel that there was any time where I failed the QuickTime event. So I think it was quite easy. You also need to go forward and actually click on certain, like you will get a little circle that you need to click on to be able to examine them. And it's very simple mechanics. It's very easy. Quite a lot of walking around and not doing much than just trying to find objects in certain places. So yeah, that was about it. We gave this game a 4 out of 10. I don't think it deserves much more because it's the story is cliche, but it's simple and it kind of makes sense, the story. However, there are so many more issues with controls, with camera angles, with this little sidekick who is actually the one that is carrying the sidekick that is carrying the light for you, for example. And she is not catching up on you at times, which means that you might be walking in darkness. Finding certain things to interact with is just silly. And there are also times where you're picking up photos and you cannot, or I couldn't find anywhere where I could look at the photo that I picked up, which makes no sense. So, like, I guess that they're just there for collectibles or whatever, but it just didn't make any sense to just get a text saying, oh, you collected a photo, and then that's it. So, yeah. 4 out of 10, I felt like that was... It wasn't a catastrophe of a game, but it wasn't a good game. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you so much for watching. This is one of my favorite parts of playing games, being able to paint it afterwards for you guys. I hope you guys appreciate it. If you do, please like and subscribe. You say like and subscribe? I think you say like and subscribe on YouTube. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I do appreciate you. I will see you. Bye.